YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Sneaker Flexibility coming back at you with another episode of Ole-Head Sneaker Closet. What do we have in the closet today? If you haven't guessed it by the thumbnail, we're Dioring it. Yeah, not really. We picked up a pair of faked Dior's. Now, my thing is, I've watched tons of videos on real versus fake on certain sneakers. But what I don't see is people actually wearing the shoe and telling us how this shoe feels. Now I know there's some things like there's a sense of, oh, you wearing fakes, oh, you shouldn't be wearing fakes. Now I don't condone fakes. I'm definitely not going to promote where I cop these shoes, but I really got them because I'm probably not going to pick up a pair of Dior's that are running the same amount or costing the same amount as a small used Toyota Camry. Yeah, if you check StockX right now, let's do that. Check StockX right now for the Christian Dior's Nike collabs, and they're going for what right now? Found them. So the low tops are currently going for, can you see that? Yeah, $8,650 for the lows in my size. We're not doing that. So yes, I picked up a pair of unauthorized fakes, replicas, whatever you want to call. The thing is, I wanted to compare this alleged fine luxury shoe with some other listed fine luxury shoes. So first up, fake Dior's. Right off the bat, let's talk about the pros. The pros, the leather feels good. I've watched the factory, them making the shoe and talking about what went into it. One of the things was the Nike swoosh. They wanted it to be bigger than the traditional Nike swoosh on the shoe. They wanted a thicker leather. This leather is thicker. It's also supposed to be Italian leather. So the pros on this shoe, it feels like it's good leather. It smells like good leather. They even went the extra mile and did the Dior emblems on the shoe. And yes, I wore these shoes. I have to admit that after wearing them for 2 weeks, I started feeling guilty, like I was doing something wrong. So is it wrong to wear a pair of fake shoes? I think it is if you are wearing them with the intentions of making people believe that you have an actual authentic shoe. The other thing that's a pro of the shoe that they wanted to do was inside they wanted to have the entire Dior, which this shoe actually does have, and it feels, you touch it, it feels good. Pause. When you touch it, the texture appears to be luxurious, a luxury model. They also went the extra mile and with this shoelace toggle thing. Forgot the name of this thing here. Everybody knows, let me know. This feels like leather also. The Dior placement seems to be correct. The stitching, there's no stitching popping out of the shoe. Let's get to the cons of the shoe. One, the bottom, look at that. The Air Dior is supposed to be visible on there. It's not. But who's lifting up another person's shoe to see if it has the actual Air Dior unless you're selling it? Nobody. All right, let's be 100 here. Well, let me put it this way. At 45 years of age, nobody's coming up to me and saying, lift your foot up. Okay. The right shoe actually has the Dior on it. So it looks good. And again, like I said, it's a nice leather shoe. But I wanted to compare this luxury shoe with some other shoes. Here's one shoe now in particular that I have behind me, Off-White Dunks. Supposed to be a luxury shoe. Why I'm saying they're similar is because this leather is buttery soft, nice, smells like leather, all this other stuff. We're gonna deal with it though. We're gonna keep it going. Okay. Anywho. No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna keep going. They stopped. Or did they? Just keep it going. Sorry. Anywho, this is classified as a luxury shoe. Off-White, Virgil Abloh, Nike Dunk. The leather feels very similar. This leather actually feels better than this leather. I haven't worn this. This is a size 10. I got the wrong size. I need a 9.5, and I still haven't been able to procure my size in this shoe. So that's why it still has the tags and stuff on it. Sorry. But yeah, comparing this shoe and this shoe, this is fake. This one is not. This one, the leather, like I said, the leather this leather on a fake shoe feels better on this shoe. Now, there's another shoe I wanted to pull out for you guys. Let me adjust this so you can see here. Hold on, so you can get the view of the shoe. And I'll back up a little bit. Another shoe is a Black History Month, and I know you're saying this is not a luxury shoe. You're right, it's not a luxury shoe. It's not a luxury shoe. However, when I got this shoe, this is actually a 2014 release. And the reason why I pulled it out is because this 2014 release leather is, the quality is insane. The shoe actually still smells like leather. I mean, the picture, you can't really see in here, and I should have done some B-roll on this, but the leather feels better on this shoe than this shoe. In addition, what has Nike been giving us with our quality of the leather of the shoes? Because this is a 2014 Black History Month release, and the leather it's amazing. And I've worn this shoe. I won this shoe. I actually picked this up at a consortium shop in San Diego, and this shoe is fire. And this is a shoe that's going for roughly $500 on StockX. This shoe I literally paid retail for. Retail. And right now the resale on this shoe is probably under retail because it's not a hype shoe. Hype shoe, leather's not as good. Non-hype shoe, leather is good. Hype shoe, leather seems to be good, but we don't have the actual real official, like a referee's whistle bars. Dior. But here's the other thing. I tried to look up what some of these shoes are made out of. But I discovered something because I wanted to also pull out for you guys. I'm actually wearing it. I'm taking it off my foot. I wanted to show you guys, this is an SB Air Force Gucci colorway Nike. This leather is not that great at all on this shoe. But this is the part I wanted to share with you that I discovered. Now, if you pull the insert out on this shoe, what they have on here is a little tag that says upper contains synthetic leather. Now, you can speculate and say that what part of this is synthetic, but if you feel it, the entire upper feels synthetic. Every last part of this shoe feels synthetic. I know this is rubber, so maybe they're just talking about this part. This is synthetic rubber. I mean, synthetic material to rubber. It could be talking about this. The suede does not feel like real suede. The leather doesn't feel like real leather. But that sticker is a very ambiguous statement because it's not telling us exactly what part of this shoe is not real. When did Nike stop putting in details of the shoe? Or are they only doing that on shoes that is not real leather? Another shoe I wanted to pull out real quick, last one, is this SB, not a dunk, UNC colorway. The leather on this shoe, and again, this is not marketed as a high luxury shoe like the Off-White or the Dior's. But the leather on this shoe doesn't feel that great either. It smells like leather, but we can't say whether it's synthetic material or not, because unlike dress shoes or luxury shoes, like if you get a Gucci, a Louis Vuitton, MCM, on those shoes it actually says what the shoe is made of. Not only does it tell you where it was manufactured, it talks about what materials are used. So if it's not, typically it'll say the upper is leather and the bottom is man-made materials. This shoe feels like man-made materials. This shoe feels like a shoe that my parents used to get me when we were younger, because we didn't have name brand shoes. We shopped at Payless, in Value City and Sears, and it was non-named or non-branded shoes. Those materials were man-made. They had no pliability. They did not give, and because I was an active young man, the shoes did not last long. Here's a tip. If you're a parent and you're watching this video, take the extra time to invest in not necessarily name brand shoes, but quality shoes, because you're going to get more money for your buck, okay? The shoe, leather is supposed to give. It's moving with the kids. These kids are moving. So you buy no diss to Walmart, nobody that's buying Walmart shoes, but you're purchasing those shoes. They're going to blow out them shoes if they're an active kid in a week, and then you're going to be upset because you're like, you don't take care of none of your shoes. You don't take care of nothing. I can't buy you crap because you don't take care, and this is why I won't buy you Jordans. Then they start making excuses on why they don't buy name brand shoes. I don't buy you Jordans because look how you tear up your shoes. It's not the kid's fault that the shoe fell apart. The shoe was garbage to begin with. Okay. All right. I'm off on my rant. The end of this, the moral of the story is, I felt cheap. I felt like I was doing something wrong wearing this shoe. It felt just like a normal Nike. The shapes are very similar. You know what I'm saying? The breakability in the shoe when I walked and wore it. And I live in an area where my shoes aren't turning heads. Like, no one's like, oh my goodness, you got them Christian Dior's on. Oh snap. Oh, see, that's not happening. So that's the other reason why I probably can get away with wearing mine out into the community, unlike a lot of the famous video vloggers that are on here that review shoes and do real versus fake videos. No one's hitting me up and saying, oh, you wear fakes, Ole-Head? Nah, I'm not into it. But I really was curious. Like, are fakes really that bad? For me, yes. I felt weird wearing them. And that could be just me. I don't know. But as far as the shoe functioning, I didn't see any difference, man. And like I said, this leather and this leather is better than this leather. And this is an Off-White. What are we saying? I don't know. I can't see that I wore the shoe, but I did wear it. So anyone that does have the Dior and they're concerned about the bottoms getting messed up, maybe the real ones do. But the fake one, nah, it was good. I went to the mall. I was out in the yard gardening with them on. Like, I literally, and I'm sorry, I'm not Mr. Fomer Simpson. There's no B-roll of me running around and jumping in trees and leaves to prove that I actually wore the shoe. Trust me, I wore the shoe. And like I said, nobody, I went to TJ Maxx with this shoe on, and nobody was like, oh, thumbnail. This is Sneaker Flexibility. Another episode of Ole-Head Sneaker Closet. Get out there, learn something new, be great, be greater, be pliable. Till next time.